Hi. 2 videos in 1 week. What is going on? If only I could get my podcasts out as regular as this. Anyway, let's not get into a ramble hole. Dark Waters, which has just been released into the UK cinemas yesterday. I watched this. I managed to get a download copy of this last week to watch because I'd heard good things, and I do like a kind of, legal thriller type story, and I'd seen that this was, advertised as being from the producers of Spotlight, which I really enjoyed. And the film stars Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk himself. He doesn't Hulk out in this film. He plays a corporate defense lawyer, who is approached by a local farmer after the death of some of his cattle, owing to strange kind of tumours and diseases. And the farmer has a theory that a chemical company, the DuPont chemical company, which has a factory very close to his farmland, he has a theory that they're poisoning the land with the chemicals that are coming out of the factory. So he asks Mark Ruffalo's character, Robert Bilott, to look into it. And the film kind of follows his quest to discover the truth as to what's going on. As the story unfolds, he finds that the water in this township is contaminated, and not only livestock and animals are being affected, but the human population are being affected. And this story plays out over the course of 20 years. It is based on true events, true happenings. That Robert Bilott guy, he's a real guy, and some of the actual people who were affected by this kind of scandal have cameos in the film, which the film shows us at the end. It's the story itself is kind of interesting because of the way corporations are kind of like, taking over every kind of aspect of our day-to-day lives. It feels, they've got, so much access to our personal information through social media, and they use that to, use targeted advertising to sell directly to us the products that they think they will, or what we, the ramble, using targeted advertising to sell items to us that they feel we would want based on the information we put out there through, Amazon and, Facebook and Alexa, always listening into your home. So the invasion of corporations into our everyday lives is actually quite a pertinent issue nowadays. And the corporation, the DuPont corporation, that this film centres around, they're almost built up to be this kind of it's not like Spectre, it's not like a Bond film where you've got this evil organisation doing evil shit. It's treated more as kind of like maybe a monster or something that's out there in the world, which is kind of poisoning everyone. And how little control or power that the everyman, the me, you, and whoever else may be watching this video, how little power you've got to actually fight back against these corporations who think it's absolutely fine, in this instance, in this story's instance, to poison the natural world, all to chase a buck. And it's kind of it's a scary prospect. It really is a scary prospect, because you realise that as the film goes on, it's down to certain chemicals that they invented on the way to inventing Teflon, which is the cause behind all these animals dying, these people getting cancers and having birth defects and all of this kind of stuff. And you realise, holy shit, I've probably got a frying pan in my cupboard that's got Teflon on it, and you find it reveals some kind of facts that your body isn't able to break down this certain chemical, and it builds up and builds up and builds up over time, and that's what causes all of these kind of illnesses. So it does kind of hit quite close to home, because you're like, I've been affected by this. The film does that thing at the end where it gives a load of stats about how many people could potentially be affected by this, and it's mind-boggling. It really is mind-boggling. So the story itself is simultaneously intriguing, interesting, and terrifying. However, I was a little bit bored by the film, not gonna lie. So even though I was kind of interested in the subject matter, and I thought, I like Mark Ruffalo, Anne Hathaway's in this film, playing his wife. I like her for obvious reasons. Tim Robbins is in here. Victor Garber's in here. So it's a talented cast in the film. So I thought, this was going to be something along the lines of Spotlight, where I'd enjoy it. And maybe enjoy's the wrong word to use about a film that dealt with, Catholic priests diddling kids, but you know what I mean. Spotlight was a good movie. And I thought this would be the same vein. So, something similar to Erin Brockovich, which again is a good film, which deals with a similar case of contamination in a water source, and the legal drama that kind of goes on with that. I think the main problem is with the film that it's not structured in a way that keeps your kind of interest. Come on, mate, I've told you 3 times now. And that's not real. I don't think it's a fault through the filmmakers, because again, it's directed by Todd Haynes, who's made some good, serious kind of films. I don't think it's down to the actual filmmakers. I think it's down to the actual story itself, taking place over 20 years. When you're trying to condense 20 years of legal investigation down to 2 hours in a movie, things are going to get, left out, omitted, or condensed. And I think it's just the fact that the story is still ongoing to a degree. This guy, this Robert Bilott, is still fighting the battles for some of these people who are, alive today, this day. He's still kind of fighting. It's an ongoing kind of thing. This hasn't gone away. So it kind of feels a little bit unwieldy because of the time frame that's been chosen for this particular part of the story, and it feels a little bit unresolved. And as a film, it left me feeling a little bit kind of underwhelmed on the entertainment front, because, you know, let's face it, cinema is there to not only educate but entertain, and I feel like this film certainly educated me on certain aspects of, you know, what happened in relation to DuPont and this case, and, you know, the sheer amount of corporations, the sheer amount of power that corporations like DuPont have over everyone. And it is eye-opening on that aspect. But whereas, you know, a movie like Spotlight or Erin Brockovich, or, you know, going back even further to things like All the President's Men, which, you know, this felt a lot like when I was watching it, they also straddled that line of being entertaining as well. And I feel like this film, for me at least, missed the mark, because, like I say, I had heard pretty good word of mouth on this film, and I was looking forward to it, and you know, put it on and was hoping to have a better experience with it than what I did. And maybe that's down to, you know, the actual subject matter being pretty depressing and actually weighing quite heavily on my mind, because I will admit I was thinking about, you know, the ramifications of how this kind of thing impacts on me, and it's like, ooh, you know, should I make some changes in my life, or do I need to, you know, throw these things out, or what can I do? Is there anything I can do? Maybe not. Okay, whatever. And then, you know, carried on with the rest of my day. So yeah, maybe the darker side of what this film is talking about, the implications of what this film was talking about, actually coloured my enjoyment of the film. Because, like I said, it is. I don't think that people should not watch this film. I think it deals with some very valid themes and issues which are very relevant in this day and age, and are only going to get more relevant as time goes on, and corporations, you know, ring us for every penny they can through really kind of Machiavellian means. And yeah, but it's just not a very, I didn't find it a very entertaining film, and the performances are good, and, you know, like I say, but it's just, I think that the actual film buckles under the weight of the story that it's trying to tell, unfortunately. So yeah, but what I would say is, like anything, you know, just because I didn't enjoy it doesn't mean that you necessarily won't enjoy it. So give it a watch. You will probably, you know, have some of the feelings that I had, and be absolutely kind of like horrified at what certain companies and executives are, the lengths that they are willing to go to, just in the endeavour of making money, regardless of the expense to animals, people, the environment. You know, it's, yeah, a really kind of like depressing thing to start thinking about. But it's out in the cinemas now, so you don't have to find a dodgy copy like I did, although Blu-ray versions are available if you know where to look. Yes, Dark Waters. Go see it. If you do see it, let me know what you think. Tell me if you think I'm right or wrong. Share your experiences as always. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back, hopefully, with an actual cinema trip. I think I'm going to go and watch The Invisible Man tomorrow, so hopefully the next video will be that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time. Bye.